And here we are once again. Okay, sorry about that, my internet crapped out, and I spent that time also just taking the dog outside. So now, hopefully, there shouldn't be any distraction during the stream either. Knock on wood. But, the previous video didn't go live, so essentially, I'll just say what happened last time. Between this stream and the previous stream, I literally went through everyone and did all of their supports with every potential other character so far in this route. But also including characters that I have yet to get, such as Dorothea and Hoppy. I should probably also done it with Constance, but I realized Claude had with Hoppy, so I went there first. But last time we left off in the previous stream, we decided to move away from being an alliance and instead go into becoming a federation. And this federation is now working together alongside Edelgard. So, gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. Now, before we actually continue anything here, I need to load the previous save file. Don't worry about the hour discrepancy between these two save files. We became the force of Federation. Exactly. I tried so hard not to make that joke. Uh-oh. Wait. Did I do that cutscene? I thought I did that cutscene. Either I accidentally saved over in a cutscene before, or something else is the reason why I have this save file. Oops. I think I went through all the recordings. I might have just, like, had this accidentally, so never mind, we didn't miss anything. Well, in that case, we're just gonna go straight to the support between Claude and Lawrence, so I can get that out of my mind. And then we continue. Yeah, Saharas. I should actually, maybe before we do that, check out my weapons, because,
Hey there. Need something?
So, I have Thunderbrand plus 100, I have the Sword of Zeros plus 100, and I have a Rapier plus 100. I have Ardbar and a Spear of Assault plus 100. I have Labrunda at 100 and Frey Kugel at 43. The Inexhaustible at 100, and I think the next one I'm going to work on is the Fail Knots. Varamush is still at 100. I might be working on the Yarngraper. Hirati is plus 100, and I have no idea which other tome I want to make plus 100. So, you know, everything is going great.
See you around.
Now, Claude and Lawrence. No, Lawrence. There we go. I have a lot of supports that are ready to start, but I haven't started.
Claude, I am well aware that we Leicester nobles will be cooperating with the Imperial forces moving forward. But House Gloucester has always prided itself on an amicable relationship with the Empire. This changes little for us.
I guess you're right. Your father did head up the pro-imperialist faction, after all.
Yes, until your wicked schemes severed their ties.
Do you really have to bring that up again? I thought I apologized for that.
I am simply stating the truth. If such words ring out as criticism to your ear, perhaps your conscience is the problem. But what I mean to say is, my house already had the foresight to do this previously. Your actions now are mere imitation.
I can see your point, though the logic is a bit forced.
It naturally follows that House Regan does not deserve to sit upon the Federation's throne. No, the people yet yearn for their rightful rulers, House Gloucester.
I'm pretty sure that's just your ego talking. I don't think people really feel that way.
Hello. Oh, bye. I'm doing fine, just mainly going through the support right now.
Do not misunderstand. I am not opposed to your being king, for the moment at least. But your reign was granted by a round table conference, not blood, making you nothing more than an appointed monarch. And a temporary one, if I may.
Oh.
House Regan does not hold this position by birthright, and it will not stay with you in the future.
Good.
No. The next to be put forth as king will be... Why, of course it shall be me, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester.
No.
Some even propose I ascend the throne immediately if you begin to teeter toward ruin.
Yeah, you're really letting your ego run wild here. But I have to admit, the idea of a non-hereditary monarchy does sound interesting.
Doesn't it, though? My capacity for such thoughts is proof enough that I am suited to be king.
But I can't stand to think about going back to making that decision via round table. It'd be no different from how we used to do things in the Alliance.
Oh? Then how will we decide?
How about letting the people of Leicester choose? Left to their own devices, they'd probably
we're going
pick
for
whoever they
democracy
thought would
again.
be the best able to protect them. Sounds pretty good, huh?
A preposterous suggestion. Is this in earnest? Though, such a method would prove a great boon for House Gloucester. The common folk in our territory have the utmost trust in us, after all.
But
And
there are
for
more
once,
than
I
just
think
your
that's
place.
Fact, not ego talking. You do realize it would be the whole of
Yes.
Leicester choosing, though, right?
Not a problem. Our just rule is known far and wide through every mountain and ravine of Fodlan, I think. But let us set that matter aside for now. That is not what I came here to tell you. You should know, the role of king within the Federation is as of yet unstable. Proceed with caution, lest it all come crashing down around you.
You're right. Unlike the Empire to our south and Kingdom to our west, the Goddess's guidance didn't grace the founding of our Federation. So the role of king is a fragile one, held aloft only by the people supporting them. I'll be careful, just as you say. And thank you, Lawrence. I think I might just get through this with my wits intact if I have you here next to me.
Please do not get the wrong idea. I simply do not wish to see my beautiful home succumb to the foul clutches of despair.
Of course, of course. And I hope you keep coming to me to voice all your complaints. I'll be counting on you, Lawrence.
Audio should be. Whoa, cutscene! Picture, actual. Wait, what? Who? More support should do that. Why did this one randomly have CG? Like, I've done a lot of CGs off stream. This is, I think, the only instance I really recognize it, at least, that does it. Huh. But yeah, I've now adjusted the audio while I was muted. I can see the bars moving while I'm talking and muted. So it should look fine now. But now we're going for the next... Oh, wait. No, I have one more thing I can do. Actually, I don't have any need for my, like, free time anymore. Because I've literally done all supports that I can. So instead, we're gonna go here. And clash at Aolo. The Imperial army clashes with the Knights of Seros at Aolo at the Valley of Torment. After learning of the battle that rages here, you are faced with a difficult decision. Yeah, activity points still available. Chess no longer has work time, or free time, becoming a workaholic.
From the looks of it, I'd say the Knights of Seros have the Imperial forces on the back foot.
I'm gonna guess, like, the difficult choice is who do I support or something, which is an interesting conundrum.
The Imperial army is being led by Randolph, one of Count Burghley's relatives. He's supposed to be quite a formidable warrior. But then again, he's up against Thunder Catherine. Hard to consider him the favorite in that fight.
Even so, it doesn't look like the battle will be decided anytime soon. We can afford to take our time.
But won't things get real bad for the Imperial Army if we don't bail them out soon?
I'm sure they will. But if we rush in without a solid plan, we'll be the ones getting stuck with the business end of Thunderbrand. We'll swoop in with a surprise attack right when their defeat seems all but certain. For now, we should prepare for the battle ahead.
I've seen that look before. Claude's got another scheme brewing.
Does he? I still can't tell what's going on in that guy's head.
Well, that sounds ominous. Ah, Hoppy and Constance, here you two are. I've been waiting for you two. Increases allies' movement speed, that's nice. Okay. Now I'm forced to use chess, which I honestly not a big fan of. Because if I use chess at any point right now, she's gonna demolish literally anyone. So I'm, for now, just gonna work on removing everyone and then set up this team. So, I want to use Claude.
Good to go.
Claude is almost maxed out as a Wyvern Lord, but not quite there. So, instead, I'm gonna make him a support. There. Because when he maxes out Wyvern Lord, he then has his innate ability ready. Hilda is in a similar situation, but she has actually maxed out literally every axe class except for Diamond Axe here. And yeah. It kinda sucks that the only skill she's able to pass on is fucking Spike. I learned how the passing on now actually work. The way you're able to pass on an ability is that the character needs to learn this ability, or weapon arts, during their preferred class. And that class needs to not be, or that skill needs to be not universal as well. The only one in Hilda's tree that's not universal is Spike, because it's either Spike or Invigorating Spirits. Like if I go over here, Spike, Invigorating Spirits, Spike, and Spike. Yeah, so anyone who doesn't learn Spike here will have to learn it from Hilda. And in the same vein, Break Shots, Thunderbolt, Tornado Shot, Ward Arrow, and Precision Volley are all skills Ignat's going to be able to pass along, because it's in his preferred class and they are not universal learned abilities. So that's the logic behind it, which I'm glad I figured out, but I wish it was a bit more unique. But you know, you take some, you lose some. But with that, I do... I don't quite know. I think I want to make it so that everyone can start learning spells, because spells, there are so many to learn when you first start learning them. So with the Elemental Sword skill applied to this logic. Yes, so if, for example, let's use Chess as an example here. Chess, during her learning tree, she learns, Wind Sweep here, Mortal Struggle there, and Dark Spikes here. So these are the three skills Chess is able to pass along. She cannot pass along Fire Sweep, or Shadow, Light, or Ice Blade. While Petra, who gets Shadow Blade during this, is able to pass it along to anyone else. So that's the math behind it, or the logic behind it. And that also means that Byleth, on the other hand, who has a similar tree as Chess, I think can teach the exact same things, but instead of Dark Spikes, they teach Aura. Which would be neat if it weren't for the fact that literally Marianne can do the exact same thing. I have yet to max out Silence or Physic, so I can't test that yet. But it is something to pay attention to. Now I just need to open my list here, because it does have who knows what. But yeah, the best use I found for it is to teach people the elemental skills, because that can give people boons with the essence of skills. So, for example, if you somehow were able to learn, if, let's say, Frozen Fist, like Marianne can't, that will get better when she learns it from someone else. Guess they want to get a second giver in case you don't recruit Byleth. Yeah. That is true. But with Hilda there now, I do think I want to keep Lysithea, because if this is correct, yep, Dark Spikes maxed out, which now reveals Lysithea can also teach Dark Spikes to people. But that also makes me believe she will be able to teach Hades when that is maxed out. So, yeah. Now I just need to find someone else with that ability, or with able to like learn this from Lysithea. Let's see, Lysithea. Who do we have that is not or max out magic but doesn't have these skills? You have Luna, but that is and Dark Spikes, so she can't teach him Swarm, which is a lesser skill but still a good skill to learn. So I'm gonna do that. Oops. So Lauren's here, you two are gonna pair up. And that means I can spend this time actually teaching, or maxing out Hades so she can teach that to someone else later. Hilda should actually be a support in this case, because she can't teach anyone anything because of what I just said. Is there anyone on my team here that actually has Axe that they can teach? No. Actually not. So, Hilda's just gonna be here along for the ride to get more skill up, or stats up. Let's see. I'm just trying to think this through. Hilda's mascot here for morale. Yeah. I'm also gonna have the Gatekeeper here, trying to learn some things. So I'm gonna put him in Warlock to max that one out. Because I maxed out the Holy Knight and he got... what did you get again, buddy? Yeah, you got Exalted Breath and Range Master. He got both that you get from maxing out this class. So, I have a feeling if he maxes out a class, he will get the hidden ability. Which is scary. Okay. Now, that means I can teach him some lance skills. Who do I have that can teach lance? Leonie has Glowing Ember. And the Gatekeeper does not, so Leonie!
I've got this.
And that means I only need one more, and that can be anyone. In that case, I'm gonna make that Raphael.
Show you what I can do.
So, Archer just because this is broken. Like, just straight up broken. Leonie... You can be a different class. Let's look at the others first. I want to be a class that can still use magic. And the only ones are this Dancer or this Knight. And I want her to be a Knight, so... Change units. There we go, Holy Knight. Glowing Ember. And could he also learn Shatter Slash? Or Shatter Slash? No, he cannot! So these two skills are two that she can teach to the Gatekeeper. If he procs it, because Gatekeeper's drawback is only having 0.4% chance of learning a skills from someone. Which ain't the best. And I got rid of a lot of the, like, breaker skills when it wasn't necessary. And in these fights, the rally skills are also completely useless. So I could go like this instead. And actually, instead of having her basic skill, because that sucks. It sucks to say it, but it sucks. It's just straight up bad. I also have a lot of items, like a lot of them. I think I'm gonna go Golden Fists on her. Or Secret Mist, yeah. It's the same thing, Golden Fist, Secret Medicine. You... Spiral Shot was disgusting, having the range up. So, yeah. You're gonna keep the Worm Cloak. You... Let's see. Chess fulfills the sword aspect that I need. You fulfill the lance. I need a mage so I can... It honestly doesn't matter that I make her into a regular mage as well. Roti, because it is the best one I have. Fancy Handkerchief. No, I don't think I need that. Let's instead go with Far Magic. Why not? Or Far-Reaching Magic. And have Anti-Magic here. That's a bit sad. It seemed good at a glance. Yeah. Like, at a glance, it can be good, but it's funny. The higher ranking class you have with Leone, the worse it is because it takes a longer time to actually activate it. And usually you break that enemy guard before you get through a combo once if they are in that position. So it has the potential to be good, but it suffers in actual execution. And yeah, here we can see his, like, brawling abilities is teachable. Now, Mighty Blow is a universal skill that you can teach, but the reason why he can teach it to someone else is because female units cannot learn these skills. Therefore, you need a way to teach it to female units. So, I'm gonna go here, there, and there. Easy peasy. Raphael is in a similar situation where he's very useful if you get it to go, but you need to get it to go. But I'm gonna keep it just in case. I have some, like... No, actually, I'm gonna swap it for Marianne's. I currently have Concentrate on him, which makes it so that his skill lasts longer. Now, I don't need Essence of Fire anymore. Okay. So, yeah, Anti-Sword, Anti-Axe, Anti-Sword, Anti-Bow, and Anti-Magic. Now, if I give him a Battalion, there, and a Battalion... Oh, you already have it. Oh, you need a skill then. So, Expert Guard. No, I like that one. That one is also actually kind of nice. Calculates damage for all attacks using the unit's magic stat, which is pretty nice, but not necessary right now. So I'm gonna grab the Bowbreaker. Now to look here. One heart and one mind. That is all you have. You have nothing else. You have nothing. And you have nothing. Yeah, by the time you get it to go, the enemy's a place where you prefer doing something else. Yeah, it sucks that you cancel your combo doing it, which makes it a lot harder to actually utilize. So yeah, Chess and Hilda's gonna fight together. Or Claude, it doesn't actually matter, honestly, because these two don't really have any overlap. Hilda and Raph, maybe, actually. Then it's Lawrence and Lycidia and Gatekeeper and Leone. Okay, with that I think we are good to go. Setup is going to take longer now because I've kind of optimized the game and figured out how to break it. So, yeah.
We should move.
Claude over here.
I'll give you a hand.
Yeah.
Hilda over there.
Leave it to me.
You over here.
Let's team up.
I fucked up, actually. I realized I should give the other ones their gems. Like, that's the entire reason why I have you here. To get these. Luckily, like, all of these items are in a place where I learned how to easily menu to it. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't think about getting rid of some of these items, because Jesus, I have too many shields. But now I'm good to go. Gotta bling up first.
We should move before...
Okay.
Let's try this. I'll give you a hand.
Yeah, let's do that. Come with me.
Leave it to me. Let's team up.
Now it is. I will show you what I am made of.
And out of all these... Leon is the one who should grab this item.
Time to make.
Or the Imperial Army is...
Okay.
Not a
You go as far as you can. Oh, I can't get to the rocks
I got
yet.
this.
Leon,
You can count
or you
on
go
me.
over here.
I've got
Protect.
you covered.
All right, here I go.
He can get to this mage. But let's move the rock.
It's wiped out. Launch the surprise attack.
What army is that? Leave it to me.
Yeah, precision arrow is also, or volley is also pretty nice. Yeah, I just want to show you how disgusting this is when it gets going. Anything in this range gets destroyed. Anything.
Leave this to me.
Even worse,
Will not wait.
it counts for specials.
Don't let anyone get away.
Like, this is fine and all. And then this happens. Utterly overkill.
Hey, it's my turn.
Okay. With that, I go over here, and I get ready.
I can't die
Federation
here.
armies come to our aid. Now we can assist Lord Randolph.
Oh yeah, we have Randolph here. I forget, you're our ally now.
Federation army has come to our rescue. I thank you. We don't have to worry about attacks from the rear now.
Okay. Oh, hi, you're about to die. Let's fix that. Yeah. Problem with my setups, I rarely have healers. Like, very rarely. Oh.
Counting on you.
If you really want
Whoops.
to take out Thunder Catherine, this is the best way to play it.
Quad, is something wrong?
What are you doing? Jesus.
For a surprise attack to be successful, it needs to be executed quickly. Or that's what I read in a book on tactics, anyway.
I mean, you're correct.
We're the best.
We'll send them packing. You weren't ready for me.
But yeah, the concentration abilities are really good for the skills that, like, ups your, or that relies on combo counts. Which, generally, those abilities don't, or those classes don't get for that reason.
Take a breather.
Now we can cover ground more quickly.
Oh, wow, he actually got routed. Jesus, let's say you're alone.
All right.
Go over here.
Watch closely.
Destroy them.
You have no hope of winning. Surrender now.
I've been gradually gaining reinforcements. Now is my chance to seize victory.
You can count on me.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Hey, it's my turn.
We did it. Now the Imperial Army can rally their forces.
We'll hold here until all the commanders going to aid Randolph reach the stronghold.
Take a breather.
Oh, wait for him to arrive. I see.
Is everyone ready? Then let's hurry to Lord Randolph's aid.
Yay!
The Imperial Army has rallied. They might turn the tables on us at this rate.
Maybe they don't know we're actually helping them?
We're going to strike right in the center. Everyone else, circle around behind the enemy. Move out.
Okay.
Not a problem.
You immediately go to this rock.
Move out.
Got it.
These are still closed. So you do whatever. You stay there.
All right, here I go.
Thunder Catherine is on the move. Now's our chance to capture the enemy strongholds.
Whee! Yeah,
right.
time to capture stronghold time.
It's my turn. I'm not a child.
Overkill time!
The Imperial Army will scatter if Randolph falls. Keep advancing.
Oh god. Jesus Christ! I haven't had Lycidia as a mage in so long, but I didn't expect this massacre.
Me.
Oh yeah. Leonie, you have nothing to do. Stop them.
Time to make a name for myself.
Not a problem.
And yeah, he's there. There we go. Hey, Ward. I'm currently utterly destroying my enemies.
I've heard the rumors, but I never imagined she was this strong.
Oh no.
Are you certain this is the best course? The Imperial Army is struggling.
Yeah, that's just what I expected. Right now, we need to get a move on and capture those strongholds.
But we also shouldn't be too late, Claude.
And that's what you get.
At this rate, the Imperial Army's gonna get crushed. Shouldn't we go help them?
Oh, even if we wanted to try and help them, we can't.
I'll go in front.
Okay,
You can count on me.
open. Oh, I haven't gotten the key yet.
So guess running away is our only option. You can count on me.
Wait, that wasn't? Oh, that wasn't the thief. It was a messenger. I'm a dumbass.
My turn?
You need to go over here.
Not let any of them escape. We take all of them down right here, right now.
There. Yeah. Stopping them from their escape.
Okay, time to attack.
Told you it was disgusting.
I've got this.
It's my turn.
What is the Federation Army doing? I thought they'd rush to our side.
All right, here I go.
Hey, Claude, we need to get out there and help the Imperial Army or it'll be too late.
I hear you, but capturing the strongholds takes priority. Make sure everyone knows that.
The strongholds aren't secure though. No.
You've made your choice, Randolph.
Oh!
Is this the end?
I'd hoped to help them after surrounding the Knights, but there just wasn't enough time.
Lady Catherine, the Federation Army has us completely surrounded.
They let their allies die in order to trap us? Hurry and forge an escape route. We will find a way to survive this.
Randolph can't catch a break. Yeah.
Take a breather.
Oh, you're dead.
I'll protect you.
Very dead.
Don't let anyone get away!
Seriously, no one? I've got you now.
Hi, Constance.
I will proceed swiftly to Catherine's aid.
I guess it's dark in here.
They surrounded us, huh? We're in hot water now, Kathy.
Just need to do this real quick. Sorry. Was getting some things ready. Hope the cutscene would last longer.
No problem.
Stop him.
I've got this.
Hey, do you wanna
Here I go.
annihilate?
It's my
It's my turn.
There we go.
You
Go
can
over to
count on
Hoppy.
me. I'll do my best. If we can convince some of them to surrender, we'll reduce our number of casualties.
Oh, shit.
She might surrender if we talk to her.
Single one get.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, we have to whittle down the church.
No, 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 no. Bad. Stay away. Okay, now that you're here, go back.
Please and thanks.
Come on, let's move.
We're the best.
We sure are.
Look at me go.
We'll send them packing. You work hard for me. Huh. I've got no time to lose.
You're putting all the adults to shame, Lysithia. Yeah, just forget I said that.
Got it.
Okay, you have literally nowhere to go right now.
Take a breather.
I am at the height of my powers under the darkness of night. Could you maybe let me go? I'd really rather not sigh if I can avoid it.
Oh, I never realized there was another thing I could actually put there. Would be very sad if I ended up killing her accidentally.
So we are to claim victory by sacrificing the Imperial Army? How is this conscionable?
Sacrificing our allies in order to win? Is that really the kind of leader you are, Claude?
As if something like that would dishearten me.
I hoped it would, Constance.
All right. Here I
Hey, you're not with the Knights of Saros. You got Noble written all over you. Why not join us? We'll treat you right.
Maybe that's for the best. After all, I have a dream to fulfill.
Oh boy, it's time.
Slow down. I hate having to fight all the time.
You sure do. That's why you're gonna
Why don't we just
die.
stop? You dying here won't accomplish anything, right? You got me there. I guess I'll do what you
Come on,
asked.
over here, over here, over here. No, 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 over here.
What a mess I've gotten myself into. We'll just have to buckle down and prepare for a fight.
Oh, and now we can go in.
All right. Here I there's
Not a problem.
Literally no one can really help, so you go there and go after her. Well, I have something that Chess can do very soon. Now Chess can go and open this one.
The only one left. Everybody, attack!
I have gotten enough kills.
I'll take as many.
Oh, if you kill only one or the other.
as I can.
I could imagine. Oh boy. Utter destruction. Oh yeah, you didn't get to see it, but we did the Lawrence and Claude A supports. And huh.
Together we're invincible.
Wasn't expecting a CG there.
And that's what you get.
we got the CG image.
Yeah. Hey, it's my turn.
Hi. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of them. That's a lot of them.
We're the...
Okay, and you got to open the chest, right? Yeah. No.
We'll send 'em packing.
Don't kill. Fuck.
I will never let you lay a finger on Lady Rhea with those filthy hands.
Please tell me that wasn't the end. Fuck! I didn't get the chest. Now we'll never know what's inside.
Ugly battle.
Your Majesty, it appears that none of the Church's soldiers have survived the battle.
What about our allies?
The Federation troops sustained minimal casualties. However, the Imperial forces appear to have been wiped out. That includes General Randolph.
I can't
sorry to
see
hear that.
Edelgard being too
Tell
happy
everyone
about
to
that.
start getting their things together.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Not one enemy made it off the battlefield alive. From a tactical standpoint, that's an ideal outcome. At least, it's supposed to be. But it still leaves me with a bad taste in my mouth. Even so, the only way I can go is forward. Now that I've taken this first step, there's no turning back. Not after what I've already done. These hands will never be clean again.
I don't think they were clean as soon as you started the war a half a year ago. Or fought.
Maybe I should stick to keeping gates.
Oof. Okay, anything new?
I didn't know what...
No! Literally no one learned any of the abilities. Hey, Constance have joined me. And so has Hoppy.
Claude, what happened out there? You left those Imperial troops to die. Was that your plan all along?
I wanted to win that battle with as few casualties on our side as possible. What other choice did I have?
You had plenty of other options. Did you really think we couldn't handle it?
Our military capabilities only go so far. We can't risk losing even one of our capable commanders, no matter how unlikely that might be.
But that kind of thinking got Randolph killed. You signed that pact. Wasn't he supposed to be our ally? I don't see the value in sacrificing lives that we might have been able to save. How does that make you any different from the nobles who just throw mercenary lives to the wind? Am I gonna be next?
Of course not. I could never replace you. Please, you've got to understand that.
You should listen to what your commander is saying, Your Majesty. Everyone else feels the same way, myself included. You're the king of the Leicester Federation. You have to conduct this war in a way that inspires people to follow you.
I hear what you're saying, but what good does it do if we fight honorably just to lose?
Why are you assuming we'd lose? You should know better than to write off your own army like that. Don't you agree, kid?
Insists Claude have more faith in everyone. Boast of your own strength. Insists
We
Claude.
need to have more faith in us. Otherwise, we're not gonna be able to put our faith in you.
You're not fighting this war by yourself. We're all a team here. So you need to sit down and have a long, hard think about what that really means.
Okay, I'll give it some thought. But I can't guarantee I'll arrive at the answer you want me to. I'm going to follow the path I believe in. That's what I set out to do as king. Let's just make sure Randolph's remains get back to the Empire for a proper burial.
really interesting choice here.
Golden wildfire.
Do I almost dare this is the one people have
loss.
issue with?
The formation of the Leicester Federation astonishes onlookers in all corners of Fodlan. But the treaty between the Federation and the Empire proves to be an even greater shock. Claude decides to send troops into the kingdom. However, his rash actions only spawn more problems, one of which is currently creeping towards him.
I'm guessing no one really liked that. Neither the Kingdom, Empire, nor the Alliance. Sorry, Federation.
Randolph, why have you come back to me like this?
Lady Fleisch, please. You must get a hold of yourself.
It's just your dead brother.
How did this happen?
Lord Randolph fought bravely against Thunder Catherine. He managed to create an opening for the Federation army to swoop in and rout the Church's forces. It was a crushing victory. For the Federation, that is.
People have most issue with this, allying with the Empire in the first place, but he already, like, very clearly in the original game, already had intentions of, like, I support your cause, just not your action, and then he kind of was swept up in doing what they essentially did, declaring war on the Kingdom. The Kingdom crept in on him, too, in this scenario, and they are harboring what he declares to be enemy of Fodlan, so, still fair. And yeah, that's what it's stupid. Like, and this is characterization of Claude fucking up big time. And that's allowed.
What? You were there? But the Federation said there were no survivors from the Imperial Army.
When it became clear what transpired, Lord Randolph bid me, and only me, to escape with my life.
Well, ain't that great.
He did this so I could tell you, Lady Fleisch, how his death came to pass.
He did?
The King of Leicester used us as decoys. He was able to seize victory by leaving us for slaughter. When I think of how tragic it is that Lord Randolph should be cut down in the prime of his life.
He was left to be slaughtered? They must pay for what they've done.
Fleisch, no.
I swear to you, dear brother, I will not let them get away with this.
Not again.
Please, I implore you, gather what soldiers you can. Skilled mercenaries too, anyone you can find. I will empty our vaults, borrow money from the Count, whatever it takes to pay them.
But Lady Fleisch, whatever for?
For revenge against the King of Leicester. I will have his head.
Not again!
Understood. I will make the arrangements at once.
Are you in a Slither? Yeah.
That was almost too easy.
Damn it.
You feeling any better?
Oh, we've been through this.
Sure, we're going to be. Oh, never swords like that was.
But thank you.
Be good.
Setup confirmed. Like, it's neat that they confirm it, but they could also have waited a bit more with confirming it or not.
It's been a while since we last gathered here. I wasn't sure there'd ever be another roundtable conference again.
It's still a good way to pool our information, right? Much easier than trying to hunt each of you down individually.
But is it really okay for us to be sitting here with everyone else?
Yes.
Should us commoners even be here at all?
Of course. I want you all here. And if you have something to say, don't hold back, all right?
If that's the case, then I'll just say it. I'm starving.
Raph.
Okay, Raphael, maybe hold back a little. Let's check in with how things stand across the Federation. Any shifts in public opinion?
For the moment at least, it remains unchanged. Despite our declaration of war on Lady Rhea and the Central Church, the individual churches in our cities and villages have remained calm. So long as services continue as they always have, we may not see any particular unrest among the common folk.
It's the same in Ordelia territory. My father didn't try to sugarcoat the news when he announced it to our people. But surprisingly, there haven't been any signs of disorder.
The same goes for Goneril territory. If anything, things seem more stable now than before. That's why I'm able to keep fighting alongside all of you.
This is also true of Edmund territory.
I guess no one in Leicester is all that upset about Lady Rhea becoming our enemy then.
I doubt most commoners would even recognize Rhea. So I guess it makes sense they wouldn't care too much about her.
Then it seems we've avoided the worst-case scenario. All that work from the Eastern Church must have really paid off.
The Eastern Church?
It's the branch of the Church of Seros that covers the Leicester region. They don't have much of a presence compared to the Western Church, but their bishop is a really upstanding individual. The bishop advised the regional priests to respond calmly to the news, so they wouldn't cause panic in their congregations. All things considered, it looks like continuing our war against the Central Church and Fargus won't be a problem.
So we're really going after the kingdom, huh?
It's our best hope of ending this war quickly while maintaining our independence. To be clear, I'm not suggesting we burn our way through Fargus, pillaging everything in sight. Yes, we're going to defeat the kingdom and wipe the Central Church off the map, but we're going to do so in a way that spares as many lives as possible.
We're gonna kill them all, but not all of them.
That's why you're all here. I want to tap into your collective wisdom to figure out the best way to go about this.
So you finally decided to rely on your friends a little.
Don't mock me, Judith. I've depended on all these fine people this whole time. I just figured I could be making even better use of their strengths. If anyone has any thoughts about my methods, I'm all ears. I need your help here.
You can count on us. Isn't that right, Ignatz?
Huh? Oh, right. We all need to work together to end this war.
Well, I guess if you need our help that badly, who am I to say no? And what do you think?
I bet you're more brawn than brains. Of your smarts as well your muscle. You're educated somewhat.
Hey, you can count on me. And not just for my muscles either. I'm pretty sure I've got some wisdom kicking around up here.
Such confidence. I assume this is because you're finally putting some faith in me. I'm so glad you've come around.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Then, without further ado, let's figure out our next move.
The time has come to put my intellect to good use. You will be the mouthpiece for my thoughts, I trust.
Don't get too carried away, yeah? They're not expecting much from me here.
Alright, how much more is opening? Oh. Well then. Time to grab more seals. But first... Don't be shy, speak up, you got a suggestion. Class abilities.
What if we do
bows, swords, lances. I want magic! I'll go for this one just because there's two of them.
Carry this out effortlessly.
One step at a time.
Like, none of these are ones I actually want. Oh, new supports. I'm guessing, yep. Claude and Holst, and also Hoppy and Shamir. Oh. You know what? We haven't done the Claude and Hoppy ones off stream, so this one could be nice to look through. You should talk to the NPC at the chapel and also Petra. Got it! I'll also try and do this one first.
Sun's up already? Good morning.
Whoa! Happy, is that you? Where are you? I'm surprised you knew I was here. You just about gave me a heart attack with that impromptu good morning.
I wasn't exactly saying it to you, Clodster, but... Oh, never mind.
So, you're waking up with the sun, huh? I love it. You're like a step dweller.
Step dweller?
And what would that be exactly?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you know, those folks who live to the east of Fodlan.
I assumed this would be important.
You're also awake. Does that mean you're a step dweller like me?
Hey, my motto is the early bird gets the worm.
Sounds fake.
Oh, but I said it in my most earnest voice.
And your face betrayed you. Still, it's surprising how easy you are to talk with. I figured a king would be an arrogant blowhard, but that's not you at all. You're a lot more comfortable to be around than the Emperor or the King of Fargus.
Not sure if that's a compliment, but it's definitely not easy leading the Federation. I could spend days unloading my troubles on you and only scratch the surface.
Sounds like you've got your hands full. Also, please don't unload your troubles on me.
Don't worry, I won't.
Still, if it's that much grief, why not quit? You could have someone else take your place if you hate it so much. I mean, the whole thing was your idea, so you should be able to step aside if you want.
Sure, I suppose I could do that. But that's not the path for me at the moment. The list of things I want to accomplish is as long as my arm, and if I want to see them become a reality, I've got a lot of work ahead of me.
Well then, I guess you've got my support. I mean, all these heady thoughts and ideas are a bit above the level of yours truly. But I can still give support. So, chin up, Clodster. It's all gonna work out. Someone I knew used to say that. A relative, I think? I can't really remember.
Well, I appreciate it regardless. It's exactly the kind of thing I need to hear right now.
In that case, I'll double down. It's all gonna work out.
It sounds even better the second time. Seriously, you should be telling that to everyone you meet.
There you go again, putting others first. Yeah, well, it's all gonna work out, Clodster. I just have a feeling.
Interesting. Want to look at how it goes later. Now, just for the sake of my own sanity, save here and here, and then I'm just gonna skip through the rest of the supports because I want them gone from my menu, because god, that one Lawrence and Claude one bothered the hell out of me for the last grinding sessions. I'm most likely gonna make this like support video one massive episode of me just doing all of the supports I have available to me.
Shammy, you got...
He definitely puts other first, maybe some first in the line of fire. No! Rockman, no! And there we go. Don't save below this, only above this. Oh, I haven't seen a clean interface like this in so long. It's breathtaking. Now, I did do some menuing while I was muted. Okay, I did it correctly, thank God. But okay, I'll find Petra and the one in the chapel. Yeah. So Petra should be over here-ish. There. Oh, training. Perfect.
Yes?
The easiest time to be hunting a mighty beast is when it is stalking other prey. Then you can be hunting both together. Claude is thinking like a good hunter. The people who are thinking this strategy is not good, in Britain we should give him praise. Ooh. Interesting. Oh yeah, I have the Merc Vessel, but I'm still considering giving that to Byleth. But one big episode sounds like a 3+ hour job, not to mention the rendering. Rockman. Only 3 hours? You're being kind!
Time to work.
This video is long. And I mean long. Okay, Archer first. Claude. No. Actually not. Hilda. Main reason Claude is going to go try and finish up with Hoppy first. Because literally everyone else kind of don't matter. At all. So yeah, Mage here. Because if I like Chess, useless to train. Lawrence can max out with everyone. So I essentially just need to pick people that haven't maxed out some of their classes. Gatekeeper is one I'm always going to try and train right now. Let me just look at Lawrence. He has everything. Raph can train this one. Absorb strength would be very nice. And Ignatz. You don't get underdog. Transmute. Crush. Anchor can be nice. Assassin is fine. That will eventually give me this one, which will be very nice. Another slot or opportunity to learn magic. And you have the same issue. Leonie, yep, need her to be able to learn sword skills. And then Holst. This one. Linhardt, nah. Baltus. Okay, can't learn anything. Train with Petra, why not? And then finally, we'll take Shamir and Bernie. Yep, Shamir can learn everything now. Bernie can also probably learn everything now. Okay. In that case, strength plus 10. Successive training, let's go.
How is this gonna
Okay. Yours is done. New class to train. Again, I will try and do like actually like learning the different classes when I'm not streaming, mainly because that takes a while as well.
Prowess means no.
Another trick up the.
It's how you.
Okay, and same I can do for you now. Well, she actually needs to get that class. Leonie. There we go. And she will learn Finesse Blade.
This is great.
Or, is that how I say it? Just gonna go here and make her ready. There.
With proper training,
Oh hey, more supports. Claude and... Does this finish Hoppy? It finishes Hoppy!
The strategy meeting is complete chaos today. Well, we have a little time, so if they want to argue until they're blue in the face, I won't stop them. But I am going to sneak out and find something to nibble on, because I'm starving. Okay, there must be some fruit here. Huh?
Hey, Clodster.
Hey, Happy. Aren't you supposed to be in the meeting?
Yeah, but I got hungry and slipped out.
I didn't even notice you leave. You're even more slippery than I realized.
Well, it's not like the meeting will unfold differently if I decide to stick around. And since I'm not the only one who skipped out, I guess folks will have to be mad at us together.
Ha! Guilty as charged.
Still, the implications are different for me than they are for the great King Clodster. If someone gets mad at me, it's no big deal. But you probably get the wrath of everyone raining down on you for even the slightest misstep.
Sad but true.
Hey, so I know you love to run out and do stupid stuff like this sometimes. But did you take on all this responsibility because you wanted to?
Ooh.
Or would you walk away if you found someone to take your place?
Good question.
I already told you. There's a huge list of things I want to see accomplished, remember? And sure, it's a heavy burden, but that's all the more reason I can't let someone else shoulder it for me. It's up to me to carry my own water here.
Then I guess it's not enough for me to just give you my support.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not really carrying anything at the moment, water or otherwise. So I was thinking it might be nice to take some of the load from you.
Just because you aren't as overloaded as me doesn't mean you don't have commitments. I don't know how I feel about burdening you with my, burdens.
But you need someone to be able
Sure,
to do it.
But if you keep it to yourself and
Yeah.
it crushes you, that doesn't help me either. I'm not as weak as you think I am.
Well, no matter
Trust
what,
people.
It's all gonna work out.
It definitely will.
You know what? Maybe I'll take you up on that offer of help after all.
Whatever you need.
In that case, I'll start off with a tough one. How do we handle the fact we skipped out on this?
Okay.
Well,
Funny.
I can't take that off your shoulders, so I'll stand there and take the scolding with you.
Scolding, huh? You called it the wrath of everyone like a minute ago.
Yeah, that was... I like that one. I can't say that's nice. When you're watching my support video, if any of you actually dare watching that monstrosity of a video, I say that's nice, or that was nice. Probably 100 times. To the point where in the recording itself, I'm going, I gotta stop saying this. I can help with everything minus that. Oh! I got the last recipe!
Hunger is the true enemy.
What does this do? It sucks! Okay. Constant... actually, no. Let's see. Claude? Is Constance here? No. But Hoppy's here. Damn it. Fuck. I have truly now defeated the true enemy. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
I've used the same fire dish every single time since my first playthrough. Exactly, me too! I'm just wondering, if I eat with Hoppy here, is there literally... Oh yeah, some people still need supports here. Good job. Yeah, it's weird how they give you these, like, dishes that are super powerful, but then also, like... I never have a reason to not cook these ones. I guess if it is you want to have more free time, but why would you? You have so much during the game that it doesn't really matter. Like, the 5 dishes is one, like, greatly increases awakening gauge at the start and fill rates, warrior gauge doing the exact same thing, and then weapon arts not degrading as fast.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the truth.
And like right now when everyone... Oh, no. Right now when everyone else has like max out supports, I don't really have a need for the... Damn it. The chores either. Like the only reason I would do chores is actually to gain renown, which I just realized I could have done. Oops. Now I gotta remember to go to the chapel before I end this.
Yeah.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Alright. Let's grab this note that I've read 1,000 times before. That might have been a new note, actually. Yeah. Do the chores. See if I can get some more support between a couple more. Claude and Constance, there we go. This might push them to C rank. Yep, it did. And then I can take Hoppy. And Holst. There we go. And now I'll just take 2 more. And now the final thing I need to do before I can leave is the chapel, which... There we go. Oh, hey. I guess you're here. How's the leading holder up? Or holding up? Or I guess I should call him king now. It was a tough call to sacrifice his allies like that, but he can't stop second-guessing himself because of it. There's nothing, no words there. He got the message loud and clear. I certainly hope so. Because if he makes a mistake, we're all dead. Yeah. Okay, you said there was... You?
Do you have a minute?
I traveled through all the 3 territories on the western edge of Leicester. They are ripe with chaos. Though apparently the nobles have started working to restore public order. Can't say I know what changed with their attitude so suddenly. Was that the one person I was going to talk to? You said in the chapel, though. But there is no NPC in the chapel. Unless you mean in here. Oh, hi.
Hey.
Last chapter, Our employer Irwin ordered us to look after his son. All while he was off fishing on the Great Bridge of Murden without a care in the world. Wish my life were that free and easy. But the pay is good, so I guess I can't complain. Okay, marketplace. And yeah, give me.
I carry a little of everything here. You've got an eye for...
Oh, thank you. I was running out. Oh, I don't know why after you beat the game once, they don't let me like buy these.
Nothing but the best for you. Is that the one?
Need these. This one not so much, but still.
Come back soon.
Okay, I'll do a quick look into training and see if there's any master classes or advanced classes I can teach.
Time to work you into shape.
No. 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 Kind of, but no. Dancer Holst, let's go. Yeah, most of these seems to be classes I've already been able to teach to some degree. In my actual gameplay there, I learned my lesson and in Final Fantasy I bought like 70 Master Seals. Yeah, should have done the same myself. Yeah, sword, lance, axe, bow, magic. So she can learn everything. Good. Now that I'm starting to get them, yeah. Here we go.
Well, this is...
If you're gonna teach someone Frozen Lands, you can now do it from here. Because I really want you to max out your stats if I can.
Can't wait to see.
Okay. You know, we're already here with Claude and his supports. Let's look at Constance.
triumphant feat. Behold, my awe-inspiring talent! From these hands is new magic born! But I mustn't rest on my laurels quite yet. Nay, I must aim for ever more spectacular heights!
Hey, Constance, you got a second?
Claude, of all people, you may enter.
Up to some of your old experiments, huh? Perfect timing.
How dare you speak of me as though I am some non-entity to be slotted into your schedule?
Whoa, okay. Hang on. I just heard you were researching some interesting magic.
Ha ha ha! You have heard correctly! I have created a new spell which can affect both the style and length of one's hair! There is no questioning, this heralds a revolution that will sweep all of Fodlan!
Revolutions aside, that sounds like an incredible spell. Care to give me a little demonstration? This is great. If I can change my hairstyle at will, I'll be able to slip out of all kinds of sticky situations.
Of course! And you shall be my first test subject!
Your first? Hold on.
Oh.
This idea's not sounding quite so clever anymore.
Take this!
Did it work?
Oh, please let me see. I need to see.
My wildest imaginings! Why, your hair is now
No,
more
come on, keep going. I need to see this.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I still don't know.
Oh.
Wait, why is my head hard?
No, never mind. I don't want to see it.
It's so sharp it hurt.
Oh, never mind. I want to see it.
I really don't think this hairstyle's gonna catch on. I look like an angry cat that fell into a bathtub.
And now you know what it means to be ahead of your time. Unconventional though it may be, your hairstyle is objectively flawless.
Is it Claude-ass hair
This isn't exactly
Cloud?
ideal for keeping a low profile. I couldn't even wear a hat without tearing right through the thing.
Inconceivable! You are given the rare honor of being the subject of my magic, yet all you can think to do is whinge and complain. If that is to be your response, why did you rush to my side the moment I completed the experiment?
Yeah, I guess things turned out a bit differently than I'd been led to believe. Still, it is some pretty incredible magic. I doubt anyone else could even come close.
You sound as though you're consoling me, yet I have not failed in the slightest.
No, I'm not calling it a failure per se. It's just that the applications might be rather,
You will come to rue those words.
A bit sad we didn't get to see it. But Claude Killer Headbutts, yes! Just to use Raphael's attack where he Baltus's brawler attack when special. Headbutt all the enemies to death. But I think that's all I can do, actually. Oh, what lies within? Hey, this will give me Blutengang, I need this. Hilda and Marianne are supposed to be heading out on a reconnaissance mission, but Marianne can't seem to get her gear in order.
I'm sorry to drag you into this. It's my responsibility, and I should be handling it myself.
It's all good. You clearly needed the help.
Time to go on a mission to find
I
Uno.
always figured you'd be better at keeping your equipment in order.
Oh no, I'm honestly terrible at this kind of thing. You should see the state my room is in. The more I try to get organized, the more chaos seems to creep into my...
Marianne, look out! Ow.
Are you alright? Oh, this is terrible. I never should have dragged you into this.
What, me? I'm fine. Let's keep going.
I'm serious. You shouldn't have any more to do with me. It won't end well.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Marianne, we're supposed to be leaving on our scouting mission soon. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Fucking up?
I was trying to organize my squad's provisions, and things just sort of spun out of control.
How are you this poor at cleaning up? I shouldn't speak,
You
but...
always do this. Would you please just ask me for help instead of trying to do it all yourself?
Yes, I'm sorry. Why don't we just head out on that mission? I can
You know,
finish this later.
this is actually kind of interesting now, because I've done a lot of supports that has with Hilda to do, and one of her, like, core tenets is, like, ask for help when you need help, and also help when you're able to, which means she trusts people to be able to help her, but she doesn't go out of her way to, like, ask people who aren't able to help. Which is kind of the opposite of what Claude is doing, and it's a nice contrast.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I can handle a little scouting mission on my own.
Like, yeah, Hilda is also lazy at times, which no one can ever deny, but still.
But I think cleaning up this mess is more important. You'll help her, right? Marianne really isn't good at this sort of thing.
Wait, is she gonna go on this mission, and then we are gonna have to go and help her?
Just make sure you stay with her until it's done. Promise me, okay?
I'll do it for Hilda.
For you, Hilda? Anything.
Great! I'll make it up to you later. I promise. Anyway, I've got some scouting to do. Good luck!
Alright, let's get this stuff sorted. Our first job should be organizing everything by type.
Okay.
Whoa, hold on. I thought we were grouping all of the timbers by length.
Yes, I was doing that. But then I noticed some of yours weren't exactly the same, so I divided them up further.
Look, just try to keep everything simple. 3 piles. 1 for long stuff, 1 for short stuff, and 1 for all the medium-ish stuff in between.
I see. In that case, I'll set this right...
You've gotta be kidding me. Ow! Again. Looks like we're back to square one.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. Please, you should just go and let me handle the rest myself.
I don't trust you handling anything by yourself
No
right
can do.
now.
I promised Hilda I'd stay here until the job was done. Speaking of which, where is she?
Still at scouting?
Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it?
Isn't scouting a long mission? Not just, look, I'm gonna be gone for an hour.
You worried about her?
I am, actually. Would it be alright to leave this for the moment and go check on her?
Yeah, sure. This pile of stuff isn't...
Oh, I should check her left side, yeah.
And besides, Hilda's far more important.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. Let's go.
Alright, yep, only us two. And save Hilda. Who's still a warlock. Hopefully I can control her during the match. Harold. Let's see here. What kind of enemies are we fighting? Just regular villagers? Yeah. Now, you grab Aura. There we go. We want to teach this to our lovely friend, Violet. And Hilda, grab Roti. Keep Thor on. Like, yeah, I could have her be an axe build, but... You know, I don't need to. Grab Mage, so there we go. And then... Okay, I think that's fine. Yep, you are anti... there. And you can honestly be whatever, but you're also anti-axe, so the only thing we need to be concerned about is lances. Drill arrow. Drill arrow is one of my favorite attacks. But okay. I think that's all setup we need to do for this map. And fight! Shit, I forgot to check the luck stat. Oh, I can check it from here. So you're level 59 and your luck is 35. 49, 34. Okay, so not quite bad luck.
Please, oh, just as I feared.
Comparing to chess is not kind, so I'm not doing it.
Hilda has been surrounded. We have to help her.
Okay, so we just gotta get to her.
This is all my fault. If I just stayed away
Nope.
from Hilda, she never would have.
Knock off the mumbling and let's cut through that stronghold over there. Come on.
Jesus Christ! Whoa.
Spotted by the enemy already? That's what that turned out to be. I'll give it a try.
My turn.
Yeah, you're just destroying the enemy. Jesus Christ, Jess! And then kill.
I'll fight too.
I just want to learn the spell. Is that so much to ask? Apparently it is. There we go. Just getting the kill count up. I think it's 5? Yes. No, it's 6. Full combo lets me like go forward while attacking. There we go. And because of ice assists, it's ice.
Close the gates. Is this a trap?
Oh, that's funny! Oh, that's actually funny! Because the assist was inside the close the gate, I realized, oops, that doesn't work out.
If we can get out of here, we should still be able to reach Hilda.
It's not close anymore.
I'll fight too. The gate leading to the center won't open. I don't
Oh, we need to go around.
They must have figured out our plan. In which case, we'll just find another way.
They smacked him at the gate. How dare they?
Enemy down.
I'll give it a try. Your fortitude encourages me.
Take a breather.
This should give me the... Yep, awakening.
I'll fight too.
Easy.
My blood compels me.
Whee! Come on.
It's my cursed quest, bringing disaster to everyone around me.
All this is going great. Despite what Marianne believes. Beautiful. Why is she not learning Aura? Can she just not learn it? That would suck.
We can do this.
Oh, because she's not the active unit, she's not getting the range bonus. I see.
I'll give it my all. I won't run away.
Now, rush them!
Rush? Oh, hi.
Great. An ambush. Come on, Marianne.
Well,
We'll have to break through.
this means death.
This is an awful lot of enemies to take on with just the two of us, don't you think?
I mean,
I see Hilda has moved.
imagine how Hilda feels.
No, you're right. I mustn't be frightened. I can do this.
I hate how running causes them to like be launched around. Come on. Hilda's in trouble.
I'll never get out of here if this keeps up. Not sure how much longer I can keep this up. I sure hope someone's coming to help me. I'm with you.
And go fly. Go die.
We did it.
Hilda can't hold out much longer. Let's go.
I'm with you. Listen up. I am not the woman you want to tick off today. Out of the way. I'll assist you.
This is just the beginning.
Come on.
That's what you're really capable of? Woo! My heart
Come on,
is
let me
pounding.
through. Oh, that should kill. No, not quite.
In time if we can't get through the stronghold.
No. Enemy. Okay. Hit count. Damn it! They're trying to trap build up, poor fools. Would be even poorer if I were able to control her. Look at those tornadoes!
I've got you now.
Oh, in danger.
The gate is open. Hold on, Hilda.
Hi, Hilda.
Sure wish I'd taken the time to write that will.
Hilda, no!
I'm so sorry, Hilda. This is all my fault.
No, it isn't!
You came! I seriously thought I was a goner there. But now I've got a second wind. Time for a counterattack.
Dealing with Hilda? Yeah. A ballista! Come on, give me control of Hilda so she can heal herself.
I'm so sorry, Hilda. My crest has brought you nothing but disaster. Huh? What are you talking about? I just got too close to the enemy camp, that's all.
You got in the middle of it.
Come by myself. Next time, we'll go together, okay? No, Hilda.
Alright.
I'll give it a try.
Combo gone.
My turn.
Oh boy.
I'll fight too.
You know what? Let's do this.
We can do this.
Yes, I'll give it my all. I won't run away.
Another one bites the dust. Let's make quick work.
I can do anything with you by my side, Marianne.
Yeah, all the archer specials do a lot for combo counts.
And I feel the same. Knowing it was you I was saving allowed me to be brave. Stay back! We did it!
Is there much left? Oh, there's just this guy. Well, I got the kills done. And there's still the entire south area I haven't explored yet.
I'll cover you. you.
Is that a laser?
We did it! Thank you, Marianne. Oh, and thanks to you, too. I only hope I was of some use.
There we go, now you're playable, which means you healed
defeated
yourself.
the general, but we're still right in the middle of an enemy encampment. We can skip my turn, leave, quickly.
Well,
give it a
someone's perked up.
Oh. Everyone over there somehow? Wait, how would we leave? Oh. I see now.
Take a breather.
Hehe, get fucked. Oh. Well, I guess I'll turn around and go back over there again. Oh, I need to do something real quick though. Apparently my computer is mad at me because I have low storage space. And now it's a fight against the clock. It's under videos, switch capture. Let's delete the last 5 streams. There. And now I just need to actually delete them. There we go. Now I should have space again. The true fight.
Marianne seems different now that we've joined up with you, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd like to think this is the real Marianne.
Oh boy.
I'll assist you.
On to the next one.
Oh boy. Ow. And with this we destroy.
Let's link up.
Now, together.
I'm gonna follow your lead.
Yeah, how much space does my computer have now while I'm looking at this? I still have 48 gigabytes. Which makes me question how low was I getting when it yelled at me.
Switching it up. That sweet smell of success.
That's weird. Is this lightning? Yes. Bye.
My turn.
I'll fight too.
My turn.
Hey, Hilda? Join me.
Yeah, let's do this. Forward.
No.
Go. Yeah. I'll give it a try.
So, I'm curious about something because I realized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No? Is it maxing out? No. I swear I saw a laser. Oh, nope, don't touch me. Fine.
Let's do forward.
Oh, Jesus. And just like that, you're dead.
Take a breather.
I'll give this everything I have.
I gotta keep up with
We
you.
can skip my turn, you know.
Guys.
I think we're in the clear now.
Take a breather.
Wait.
Is it gonna be a beast?
This is the perfect chance.
Oh, hi, Ingrid!
Yeah.
Far I've come.
So I'm never recruiting Ingrid on this one, I see. Oh, hi! Oh, you poor enemy. Yeah, it was a lightning stab I was curious about, but I thought it was a beam coming out afterwards. Anyways, Ingrid jump scare, Ingrid death scare. You do 20,000 damage, or 202,000 damage. Chess does too much damage.
This is all I can do.
You didn't do shit. No kill like overkill.
Now we can finally go home. Thank you, Marianne. It was a group effort. Now let's get out of here before someone else shows up.
Oh, no shock. Hey, Essence of Lightning! The Essence skills are my favorites. But yeah, Chess did not learn Aura at all during that entire match.
I'm exhausted.
Now we're gonna go back and clean
This is
up.
going to be one of those quick in and out kind of things.
We're lucky we got out of there alive.
So, Marianne, what were you trying to say before about your crest?
Yeah, something about how people shouldn't get involved with you? What was that about?
Oh, that.
Can't really avoid it now.
Forget it.
No.
Forget it?
She doesn't have to talk about it if she doesn't want to. All I care about is that Marianne keeps smiling. Well, I suppose I do feel a bit more confident now. Since we made it home safely, it proves things can go well even if I happen to be there. Okay, thinking like that is just plain silly. I mean, the only reason I got in trouble in the first place is because I went there without you.
The lesson here is that when you two are supposed to do something together, actually do it together.
Exactly. All right. Hey, so did you finish that little cleaning project?
Cleaning project?
Organizing the provisions for Marianne's squad. Did you finish?
Oh, right. That.
Well, that's a big fat no.
Look, Marianne was worried, so we stopped what we were doing and came to find you.
Blame Hilda. Blame ourselves.
Still, it was our call, and we'll take the fall for it.
You were worried about me, Marianne? Really? Really? Once I imagined the worst, I couldn't get it out of my head.
Is there something I'm missing when you keep saying Harold?
And it turns out the truth wasn't too far off.
Oh, I'm glad you care. You know what? Don't even worry about organizing those supplies. I'll take care of it for you.
You sure?
You bet! I mean, it's not like I enjoy that kind of work, but I'm actually pretty good at it. That's a huge weight off my mind. Thank you.
Well, guess that about ties everything up.
You never see that meme?
Oh,
No?
but you still have to help. I'm just doing Marianne's part. Plus, you promised, remember?
Stay positive.
How could I forget? Come on, let's go. The quicker we start, the quicker we'll be finished and off for a nice hot meal.
Thank you both. I mean it.
Now, are you gonna get Blutengong from this somehow? No? How do I get it? Oh. Prepared for the battles to come, the Federation army marches for Fargus, taking its first steps in its war against the Church and the Kingdom. But an old adversary bars your— oh, I know who that is. Eh? So, in this timeline, Byleth works first for... You fight Shahid with the arrow still
The
in it.
time
No.
has finally come to invade the kingdom. Vargas is a region with a strong tradition of knighthood. I expect a fearsome opposition.
Like, Byleth first worked for the Empire, and then they deserted and worked for... Deserted, quote-unquote. Then they left and fought for the kingdom? Which is interesting.
What? Are you scared, Lawrence?
Yes.
Do not be ridiculous. Of course I am not frightened. Why must you insist on teasing me like this?
Keep a careful eye on your surroundings as we approach the border. You never know where the enemy's scouts could be hiding.
We're still a ways off from the border. I think we can afford to relax for the moment.
Enemy attack!
What? Did the kingdom get the jump on us?
No, Your Majesty. That flag the enemy's
Yeah.
flying. It's General Randolph's.
Oh, they're still in there. Okay, get it.
That boy must hate you so much he came back from beyond the grave to haunt you.
You mean as a ghost?
Ghost?
This can't be happening. Lysithea, please, calm down.
Maybe Randolph's family figured out what happened and are out for revenge.
Well, if that's the case, I doubt they'd be interested in hearing my excuses. We can't afford to exhaust ourselves here. Steady on, everyone. Prepare for battle.
So... Huh. Jeepers Scoops Ghosts.
Come on, Arval. Seriously? You can't...
Sorry, do you... Well...
Yeah, we've been through this.
Hard, but
Okay,
the-
so...
So remember...
Okay. This is one like my Japanese animes, yes. So what I do is important in this one. Not as much as the things I get to do. So decrease the ability of enemy strongholds. Assign armor units to protect the target. Wait. Judith and... Oh... If I... Okay, yeah, I can use Claude in this one, but... If I end up killing Geralt, Judith is dead. I see now. I'm interested in seeing that, so I'm at the very least going to do this. Whatever makes you think that. She's tinkering in units. It's either her or Holst. Maybe Claude will do. Sure. But okay. Battle map. Hilda. Oh wait, she maxed out. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I suddenly realized Hilda can now become a grimoire. Which is gonna be useful for non-grimoire reasons. So, whoop.
Training can be the
Acquire
difference
class,
between
Hilda,
victory and
there
defeat.
we go.
I can get behind this.
There we go. Good for you. Now you can finally learn other spells.
Can't wait to see how you do.
And back to the battlefield we go. Thankfully, this doesn't play the cutscene once again. It was number 6. Claude is pretty good. I'm torn between liking Claude or the action in this battle. Yeah. Torn between Claude or Edelgard as my favorite lord. Armored units protecting the allies seems to be more important here. Okay, I'm gonna make it so that she's a support of Lysithea. And let's make you I want to see. Serene Big Game Hunter is pretty nice, but not the one I really want. Burst of Resolve, that's spoil. Yeah, both of them are really good for very different reasons, I agree. Oh, Awakening Assist, you're finishing up this one. So, need to use chess. I'm gonna have you two work together. Yep, there's Hades. So I'm gonna use Hades and Luna. Hopefully teach them to Hilda. Yeah, you have no tome that really works for you here. This isn't really a mage match, though. But I'm gonna have one that isn't gonna be quote-unquote useful anyways. Be an anti-mage mage. You are anti-sword archer. Precision volley is nice, but I could instead use something more effective. Thunderbolts. You... like, anti-axe. I can make you a dancer. No, I can't. I can make you a lance unit. There we go. I still have aura and silence, because now you can teach that to someone else. And finally, yeah, have you as a brawler to be completely anti-mage. Warm Cloak, Thyris. You can keep your ability, but instead grab a... this one? Whoa. Yeah. And instead grab this one. No, there are no horse units here. Well, Gerald's gonna show up, but hopefully we don't have to fight him. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Actually, there and there. Well, I say that, but I was gonna use it for Ignatz and he already had Flame World Kick, so never mind. Oops. Ah! Menuing hard! There we have them in the order I wanted to be. So, Chess, Lysithea, Marianne, and Raphael, and then I'm gonna have Hilda being Lysithea support. I'm gonna have, who else do I want? Do you get Flame World Fists? I don't know yet. Yes, you do, sadly. I'm gonna put someone in there that actually doesn't get it. So, get rid of these. Flame World Kick. I could do a really quick check and actually use my list here that I use. Brawling. Go over to Flame World Kick. Claude, Chess, Lysithea, Marianne, Leonie, Holst! So I can put Holst in there. It's not going to be the most effective one, but he should be able to learn it. He can't! I'm a dumbass. Damn it. Then instead... Linhardt! Hopefully he can be a... goddamn... Ah. Buttons are hard!
I don't...
Linhardt, can you... You cannot either. Damn it! But you can learn Aura and Silence, hopefully. Yeah, he never learns those skills, so you're gonna learn that instead from Marianne. Does Baltus? Baltus learns it. Hoppy, Shamir. And Gatekeeper 2. Okay, Raphael kind of is shit out of luck in this situation. But I'm gonna use him anyways. Let's grab Leone. Hopefully... I wish I had a way to, like, check easily what their, like, weapon stats are. There we go. Okay, Leone can learn it. So Leone will be an ally of Raph.
Time to bring down our quarry.
And then I just need a random one for chess. And that can be Constance. And who has not maxed out Archer? So take that knowledge gem. So who of these have it? You don't. Take it from Claude. You do, you don't. Take that from Gatekeeper. Okay. I think with that, setup is a go. I say, before realizing, are my abilities fine? No. This one needs to go, and can be replaced with... actually, Lance Prowess. You're fine. Okay, do you have any? Awakening Assist. Perfect. There. Nothing there. Nothing here. One heart, one mind. Warrior Assist. Okay. Final look through. Proti, Ardbar, Varamushti. And then... Aura Silence, Luna, Hades. Okay. Let's save again, just so that I never have to do that again. And now we're good to go. Pair up time. Oh, Jesus. Immediately. You're gonna pair up with him.
I'll fight alongside you.
You'll pair up with her.
Just
You'll
do
pair
as
up
I
with
planned.
me. You'll pair up with her.
This should be easy if we work together.
Please.
You'll go over here and
I'm not
protect for now.
They're attacking from the caves and the mountains. Defeat the closest enemies first
Okay.
to secure the area.
Enemy forces are nothing to sneeze at.
There we
Is
go.
Just Randolph's family?
Whoever they are, they're most likely after you. Everyone, do not allow His Majesty to fall.
Okay. Yeah, don't let him be
Some of
routed.
these soldiers don't seem like they're with the Imperial Army. Maybe they're mercenaries?
So, they've got some mercenaries on their side, eh? I've got a sneaking suspicion I know who they hired.
Yeah. Too late. Okay, I can send him and start clearing some people. Hopefully.
At least we should be able to drive them back quickly enough. But you attract more trouble than honey does flies, Your Majesty.
Sorry, Judith. I promise I'll pay you back in full someday.
God, Lycidia just ruins the enemy. Oh, you went a bit far. Jesus. Yeah, and right now I'm just clearing out the remaining few here. Let's just use a special while I know I have it.
Together we're invincible. And that's what you get.
Okay, gone. Let's just finish off with these two to see if I can maybe get some engaged. Nice.
I'll fight too.
Okay, and then Chess will kill. There they are.
They shall fall.
Thank you.
Follow your lead.
Big tornadoes.
I've got you now.
One lived. And there they're both gone.
We have managed to secure the area.
Oh, he's suddenly in trouble.
They're going to lay down their arms. What would you have us do, Your Majesty? Launch a counteroffensive?
Not when we don't know the full extent of their forces. Could you all search the area and see what info you can dig up?
Quickly get information. Oh!
You can count on
You there.
You can count on me. Please.
You
Excuse me.
there.
Is the-
You
All right.
help her.
Not a
You
problem.
here.
Here I go.
Yep. My assumption immediately.
Let's take it down at once.
Okay, this place is safe.
Let us take them by storm. Be careful.
They live.
This stronghold will fall.
But not for long. Okay.
I'll fight too. I don't think there's any information about the enemy forces around here.
Oh.
Those are the scouts we dispatched through. They might have some relevant information.
All right.
Go and save.
Not a problem.
You can count
Go
on
and help.
me. Watch closely.
Okay, good.
My turn.
These folks are all just Imperial soldiers. I don't see anyone suspicious.
They may have troops waiting to ambush us. Try to gain control of the area as you search.
Doing so. Okay. Area get controlled.
They spotted me. Now I've no choice but to
Up. Go and kill him.
Eloise, does that mean Gerald's mercenaries are among our enemies?
No.
I bear you no ill will, but it was your choice to come within striking distance.
Okay, hopefully approaching Eloise is not a mistake.
Please, share any information you have on the enemy.
The enemy general's name is Fletch, and they
Yep.
have Gerald's mercenaries on their side.
Okay, we got information.
Wait, does that mean the Blade Breaker and Ashen Demon are here?
Well, this went downhill fast. We need to find out where they are.
I'll give it a try. You're facing the captain's mercenaries again? No, this is no time to hesitate. I'll fight them.
Okay, and this... I think I need to send the entire force to go this way.
Take a breather.
Why? Okay, count up. Drill arrow more strong. Okay, you're dead. Worst case scenario, they kill Hilda. No!
I'm gonna follow your lead. I've got you now.
Okay. You're still alive.
Really the best you can do? Well,
No, this arrow is.
take more than that.
There.
My turn.
Okay, good.
Any time. How am I supposed to face Grace and the captain now?
If we assume Eloise fled in the direction of the mercenaries, then the forest may be the best place to search.
Now we know who we're up against and where they are.
Okay.
That gives us the initiative.
So we know where they are. That means I feel like we shouldn't approach them.
Gerald's Its mercenaries are a formidable force. We need to find a way to split them off from the Imperial army. I'll act as a decoy, lure out the Ashen Demon. On you all. Don't let me die.
Don't say that. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ!
You are the king of the Federation, and you want to act as a decoy? Does sovereignty have no meaning to you?
Let's see what you can do.
I hope I do this right. I won't run away.
Okay, this place is taken care of.
Precisely because I am king. If you're so worried, then you'll just have to protect me.
Oh, there's Yuri. Oh, he's right here? Oh boy!
They told me my mission was to exact revenge. I suppose I'll have to earn that advance they paid me.
Yeah, he's being attacked, I know. Yuri, get over here. Yuri, get over here.
And secure a path forward. That's Yuri. Hold on. Let me try and talk some sense into him.
Oh, I suddenly realized I almost went too fast. Could you not do this if you didn't have Baltus recruited?
How dare you put your weapon at such a pretty face?
Yuri! What are the odds?
Oh great, the shady lady. You're the last person I wanted to run into out here.
Just stop being so pathetic. I know you don't really want to die here.
Well, when you put it that way. I guess I would prefer not to get butchered.
Most people would. Okay.
I'm not going to die yet.
Almost got all the kills down.
I can't let you steal all the glory. Together!
Thank you, Hilda.
Move! Together we're invincible. And that's what you get. Ta! Huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Goddess, forgive me.
I am with you.
Thank you.
It's my turn.
Right now, it's just making sure he's safe. Not much else beyond that.
All right.
But I am gonna send him back so that he can start killing people over there.
I heard that Randolph's younger sister is also in the Imperial Army. Maybe that's who this Fleisch person is.
Then she's here to avenge her brother. Can't say I blame her.
Let's see there. Oh, you're not actually guarding. I see.
All right, here I go.
Just seeing if I can maybe teach some skills.
There's the Ashen Demon. Let's hope they take the bait.
I'll fight too.
Ah! He learned silence!
Oh no! I charged too far ahead.
Watch closely.
This is so dangerous. I need to fall back.
That's the King of Leicester. Take a breather. Do not let him escape.
Okay, I think... Are everyone else gonna go around?
It's my turn.
Even if this works, I don't want to engage yet. You all cover me on my way back?
Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. I was mistaken. You cover him alone.
Please.
You kill here.
Is this okay?
You...
Count on me.
Where are you going? Yeah, sure.
I'll give it a try.
He purposely charges ahead only to immediately retreat. He must be plotting something.
You must kill him, please. I don't care about anything else as long as he's dead. It's my
Okay.
turn. My turn. You can count on
You
me.
can actually start going over here.
I'll do my best.
All
You'll
right.
go there.
But there's no need to try and defeat the Ashen Demon. That's like asking to get killed.
Yeah.
This is our chance to slay the
No!
We can fight without anyone getting in.
Fuck you, Arval! Okay.
All right.
I'll give it a try.
I lost sight of him. Where'd he go?
Okay, now they're useless.
Looks like you're trying to get in our way. Well, I'm not gonna let you.
Oh. Come on. Okay. Chess. Everyone die. I'm glad I have a kill button.
I'm gonna follow your lead.
Kill button activated.
It's my turn.
You can count on, please.
You.
Excuse me.
You could fight Chess, but or Violet, but I don't want you to do that.
Is
all right.
You go over here.
let's take it down at once.
Come on, come on, come on. Gimme.
I'll fight too.
Careful.
Not again.
Would this do?
Freeze. Explode. Die. And once again, to swap over to Chess.
Watch closely.
Okay. Kill button.
Let's link up. They shall fall. I'm gonna follow your lead.
You know, I really like how they included like Violet's recruitments, but I wish there were more of them like this. That was not just like press the right button and if you have enough points to recruit them.
It's my turn.
Not Bison!
This may be my best chance to eliminate him. I'll just give that girl a little assistance.
Oh, was he the one who told her?
An ambush? The way out is in sight. We must defeat them and break through.
Okay.
All right.
You can go over here.
We're all descendants of the most inconsequential of beasts, and your deaths will fuel our
Okay, Lycidia captured her area.
grand ambition.
I don't know what you're trying to do. You gotta stay out of my way, or you're dead. Stand aside. I'm gonna follow your lead. I've got you now.
Okay, was that Myson? That was Myson.
Impossible. It can't be. I suppose we cannot make any more games.
I'll fight too.
No sense in sticking around.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Unless...
What a creep!
Take a breather.
Who was that?
Take this.
All right. Here I go.
Jesus, there's so many. I don't think I have any more kill buttons either, but I should be fine now.
I'll give it a try.
It's my
turn.
These two buttons count because he's a warrior. Whee! Oh jeez, she's right behind.
I'll back you up.
Okay.
I was worried I was gonna get a sword in my back. Hey, Judith, is everything ready?
It's been ready. Now, block the entrances to the caves.
Aha!
That's what they were up to?
Hi, Flesh. I don't want to kill you!
Why haven't I heard anything from the mercenaries?
Can I just subjugate you?
I'll just have to do it myself then.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Fleisch has finally shown her face. Take her out while the Ashen Demon's gone.
Take a breather.
It's my turn.
I'll stay in the stronghold and defend His Majesty. Everyone else, go after Fleisch.
Nice.
I'll give it a try.
Just hoping. Just hoping.
It's my turn. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm not a child.
The one thing that can stop Violet, a big rock. Okay. Go and attack. Oh! Hell, Marianne, I don't know if that's the best idea, but you know.
The Ashen Demon broke through and is trying to get to Fleisch. We can't let that happen.
Okay, everyone, focus here. Hades. Luna.
Why? I waited for you. You promised you'd come back.
It's sad! Why can't Fleisch have a nice time in other rounds?
Randolph, you were always there for me.
It was not by your hand that you have killed Fleisch.
I wasn't fast enough.
We were too late. Not much we can do now.
Your employer is dead and we have you surrounded. I think it would be wise to lay down your arms, don't you?
Looks like we have no choice.
Geralt's mercenaries have surrendered. That wraps up this battle.
What can I say? You got us. You rolled right over us and took out our employer. I know when it's time to raise the white flag.
Wait, that's it? You're giving up?
The first try. I do think after you figure out like what is the gimmick on his recruiting or killing Geralt's, it's a lot easier to do the second time around. But I honestly think the Empire's version was the hardest, mainly because I did the requirement of saving the allies to use the lightning ability. But I did it after capturing all the bases, so I didn't need to do it. So they were like, oh, you did it, never mind, we're done.
We've faced you in battle many times, only to be bested at every turn.
Yeah, you've pretty much run us out of business by now. It's not easy finding new clients in the best of times. And no matter how good our reputation is, none of it matters if we can't actually win. At this rate, I'll have to stop calling myself the Blade Breaker.
In that case, can I interest you in a contract with the Leicester Federation?
You want to hire us?
So, turns out Flecken wants to go outside right now. What is that? So, I'm gonna be right back. That's the wrong button. You'll see my Discord icon pop up and down every now and then, but don't worry about it. There we go. Okay.
I know we've been at each other's throats since before this Federation was even a thing. But you're mercenaries. You were only fighting to hold up your end of the deal with the Empire, right? And now that your employer is gone, you're free to serve whichever side you please. There's no dishonor in working for a new client.
Yeah, you should join us. I mean, by now we all know firsthand how strong you are. And sure, there might be some folks here and there who have reservations about you fighting on our side. But they'll definitely come around once they see how dependable you are.
What do you say? I doubt the Empire will have any jobs for us after all of this. No better time for a fresh start.
I agree. What about you, Alois? I know Lester's another enemy of the Knights of Seros.
I've already made my decision. I have sworn to follow this fine captain wherever he goes. If my old allies want to come grill me over a fire, I'll just have to make myself more obscure.
Fracken. Ja, ta.
That's a good one.
If I don't slay my foes by the sword, I will do so by the joke.
Well, guess that's that. Just tell us when we start. I'll go talk to the group and smooth things over. You two, stay here with the client.
Got it, thanks.
Understood, Captain.
Glad to hear it. I guess we better tell the troops about our new friends here.
Don't worry if you hear some background noises right now. Arvel's still upset about us joining with the Ashen Demon. Run them off that jam.
Gotta get stronger.
I shall have to redouble my efforts.
Lots of level ups. There we go. He maxed out 2 more skills. Nice.
I'll master this. How's this gonna happen?
Oh! You got both of them. Hilda went from being a meh mage to suddenly getting 2 of the best spells in the game. So let me just... This is where Hilda is, and this is Hades. And this is Luna.
There must be more to this.
And you got silence, so... There, and there. Hi. Oh, and some supports with Constance, Lysithia, and Hilda. And here we go, 3 more units.
Captain, I can't believe we're going to be fighting together. I'm so... This is so...
Yeah?
All right, let's just keep those tears in check, Leone. There's no need to make a scene.
Why is Leone crying?
Apparently, that mercenary captain trained her when she was a kid. She hasn't seen him for years.
Oh? And you must be the famed Ashen Demon, yes? Allow me to welcome you to the Federation.
I'm so glad you're on our side now. You know, now that I can see you up close, you really aren't that terrifying after all. Would you mind demonstrating your power for me later? I'm curious to see if it's crest related.
And hey,
Now that has been said more to
you
use.
just let me know.
As you can see, we're thrilled to have you here. You know, it feels strange somehow. It's as if some part of me has been calling out to you this whole time.
I'm just happy to have another powerful ally on our team. Aren't you, Mariam?
Huh? Oh, yes. It's a pleasure to be working with you.
The pleasure's all ours. Isn't that right, kid?
It looks like everyone's happy to have them on board. I guess I had nothing to worry about after all. With all due apologies to Randolph's sister, I think it's time we moved on. Hey, wait a minute. Where'd my favorite mercenary go?
Sorry about all this, Arval. I know you've only been giving me.
Feels as though we can return lost things of mine. Yeah.
What?
Let me just keep going. There we go. Now you have been recruited.
Golden wildfire. The sword swings wide. Despite Flaish's attack, the Federation reaffirms their alliance with the Empire and finally begins their invasion of the kingdom. Seeing that Fargus is readying for battle, Claude plans for a short engagement. With a cunning scheme at the ready, his army trespasses into Fraldarius territory.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Sedith, we are grateful you could join us.
I would be remiss to ignore something that so clearly concerns the Church. We are here to discuss the latest developments in Leicester, correct?
Indeed. I think it's safe to say that Claude's reinvention of the region and collaboration with the Empire came as a complete shock to us all. Thus far, we have been able to dedicate our forces solely to the battle with the Empire in the west. Now we must dispatch troops to the east as well.
The Federation's military force is hardly significant. We shouldn't have to divert much attention from the Western Front.
I would not be so optimistic, not after what happened in ALL. If you recall, the Knights of Seiros were completely wiped out.
Yes, it was a terrible loss. We didn't even have time to send reinforcements. It still pains me to think on what became of Catherine. We heard her unit encountered the Imperial Army, but the complete lack of survivors strikes me as suspicious.
I see. You believe the Federation may have had a hand in the matter.
Precisely. Furthermore, the territories of Burgundy, Seward, and Albany previously wished to defect to our side, but have since reversed their positions. Perhaps their sudden change of heart can be attributed to this incident as well.
If only we'd been able to welcome those houses to the kingdom, we would have a slightly stronger position in the east.
The Church initially acted as an intermediary with those houses, but I fear it would be too risky to continue now. I am sorry.
Considering their iffy loyalty, they wouldn't have been reliable anyway. If we'd taken them in, we'd just be regretting it now.
That may be true, but it is yet another card we are no longer able to play. Our options now are severely limited.
All we can do is hold the Western Front, and watch the Federation like a hawk to see what their next move will be.
I know we are not privy to the details of the pact between the Empire and the Federation. But would it be safe to assume that the followers of Seiros in Leicester have abandoned the Central Church in favor of the Southern Church?
Yeah, I'm still wondering how our relationship with the Empire is. Like, it's probably not the best, but it's probably also not openly hostile.
They've certainly severed ties with the Central Church, but it seems they have elevated the Eastern Church instead.
And the Empire allowed that?
They must have figured the war was turning against them and made that concession to secure Leicester's cooperation.
The Eastern Church. How is Fargus to survive when we're beset by enemies to the east, west, and even north? I think it is time we devote ourselves to finding an answer to that question.
Well, we've managed to secure the immediate area. I'd say that makes our landing a success.
Clearly, the kingdom was not expecting our sudden appearance this far north.
They sure weren't. A certain somebody's suggestion to take the unexpected route was right on target.
Technically speaking, it was my suggestion.
Heh.
I was just talking off the top of my head. I didn't think we'd actually be able to invade by sea.
Maybe it was off the top of your head, but I considered a myriad of options before arriving at that proposal.
And we have Nadir to thank for helping us make our sea dreams come true.
Oh, it was easy enough. All I had to do was secure an official order from the king. None of our merchants would dare disobey that.
You managed to convince the King of Elmyra to sign off on this?
Convince isn't exactly the word I'd use. I merely placed in front at an early hour, when he might not have been fully awake.
Nadir.
You did what now? It sounds to me like he had no idea what he was signing.
It's not as if it's a big deal. We just borrowed a few boats for a bit.
And let's not forget all the assistance Margrave Edmund gave us either.
That's right. Being able to use his ports certainly cut down the length of our voyage.
I'm glad my adoptive father was able to help.
Shortened though it was, I can't say my stomach enjoyed the trip.
Good to see you're all as relaxed as ever. But let's get back on task. Our plan's working so far, but we've still got a lot to do. I just hope our little invitation was accepted.
The Srang forces saw our movements just as we planned. They've been inspired to strike, and soon, I expect. It's possible they're already marching on Gautier territory.
If that's the case, then we can't afford to stand around talking about it. We'll head out as soon as we're ready. We'll make our way through Fraldaria's territory and strike Ferdiad, the kingdom's capital.
All right. Interesting. Not a map layout we see that often. Now, what is this week's plan? Tamashai, speak up.
This.
Materials, materials. I guess sure.
You can count on me. One step at a time.
Oh, more supports. Supports with who? Chess and Leone. And Violet? Oh, and Gerald's. I don't think I've done these on stream, so I'm gonna save and just skip through these real quick. So, we're gonna save file 6. And let's get through them.
Oh.
More greens. Okay. Gerald and Leone. Skipping through. And then with Byleth. Yeah, Byleth. There we go. Okay. And now make sure I save on slot 5 now. Good. Okay, grab supplies, and because we're gonna use Merc Whistles on most of these missions, we need to do all the support related stuff immediately.
I carry a little of everything here. You've got an eye for quality. You've got an eye for quality.
There we go. That first, and now to the training.
Time to work you
Okay,
into
so
shape.
main difference right now. Okay, yeah, Hilda here is done, so can go here instead. Other than that, I could take Leonie and train with Geralt instead. And then Byleth. Yeah, sure. Go with this one. Okay. Let's just looky here. Yeah, you two are done, so I can swap you with Constance. There we go. And instead of Hilda here, I can take Holst. Instead of Lawrence, I'll take Hilda. Unless the Gatekeeper has someone else he wants to be with, like Yuri. Brawling. And in that case, Hilda, go over here. Okay. Successive training, let's go.
Glad I haven't been wasting my time.
Oh, immediately here. Pegasus. I'll go and grab the Byleth accessory. It's not the best one, I think, now in hindsight, but out of the ones I have available to me right now, it's either Byleth or Hilda I'm thinking about.
No. I bet.
I'll remember.
That's a lot. Oh, Lysithea and Byleth is at B. So it's Lysithea and Byleth there. There, and then I just need to find Holst and Marianne. I need to respond to a message pretty soon, though, so it'll give me a couple seconds. Let's see here. Yeah, this message may induce that I'm ending the stream a bit early, but I think that is fine. I'm actually quite hungry. So I'll just respond to this, and I might get the one next story beat done, and then I'll do the rest later. Oh, apparently my phone still has sound on. Stop that. I'll write that down later.
Training can be, can't wait.
But in that case, I'm gonna go here and just get rid of the, like, cutscene map. Oh, wow. Coming clean. Oh! Interesting. But yeah, let's see here. It is this one. There we go.
The Sreng army aims to strike? But we just drove them back a few months ago.
The last incursion involved only a portion of their might. This may be the work of those who did not take part in the previous attack.
Fortunately, it would seem their forces are few in number. Even so, we can ill afford any interference with the Margrave's work.
It's been almost 14 years since King Lambert and I fought the Sreng armies together. They have always been a warlike people. If they've learned that Fargus is in crisis, they would jump at the chance to take advantage of it.
So then the question is, who informed them of our current difficulties?
Are you in here, Boar? We've got a problem.
What is it, Felix?
The Federation army has invaded Fraldaria's territory. They're marching westward as we speak.
The Federation? But how? I thought our eastern border was sufficiently prepared.
They came by sea in giant ships and took over a port town on our eastern shore.
Since when does Leicester have a navy capable of transporting a full army?
That's what I'd like to know. But whatever the answer, they're here now.
No matter how big the ships, there are always limits to how large a seaborne invasion can be.
That's true, which means they'll want to avoid any unnecessary conflict. I would expect them to march directly west.
So they're going for the capital then. We need to stop them before they reach it. A job for the Shield of Fargus, if I've ever heard of
Uh-oh.
it. I'll go home and get ready to intercept them.
Are we gonna recruit you?
I ask that you permit me leave to do the same. As the former lord of Fraldaria's territory, I cannot turn a blind eye to these interlopers.
Understood. I will send you some of my personal soldiers as reinforcements. Just promise me you'll both come back alive.
No can do. Fargus needs to a bit to hit things fast, fast for the Warrior's Claw style tactics. Yeah. I actually found out I can go until 6, so let's do that. I'll go back to the camp and do the other things that I can do. So we'll probably do the paralogue and the story beat if I'm fast about it. Wait, you can overcharge your points? I never knew that. If I knew that, I wouldn't have struggled me so much being like, oh, that's the first thing I gotta do. Make sure everything is ready. Ho ho ho. Yeah, that's still gonna make me, like, do this faster, but, main thing here, Byleth. Be able to learn more weapon types. Would ending early also give you food time as well? Yeah, but I have cookies. Don't change to that class, but just learn it. Specifically, these are cookies that are meant to actually fill you. Whoops. Well, fine. Other than that, everything seems good to go. Just taking a quick overview here. Claude, finish this up before we keep going to something else. There we go.
Another trick up the old sleeve.
Heaviest hitter.
It's how you use a power that matters.
Okay, I can now swap you back over here again.
Very nice.
Nullify magic!
I'll take what I can.
Glad I haven't been waiting.
Fimbulvinter, Ravetter, B, C. In that case, I'm gonna swap you with someone else, and then swap you with someone who wants support with you. Like Lawrence. Your class, Brawler. Not even up for discussion.
Even a mule.
Warrior assists. Awakening assists.
Training can be the difference between.
Yeah, the archer has the assist skills. Archer classes have turned out to be incredibly good.
This'll be fun.
And now she can learn brawling skills too. And it was Constance.
I doubt.
Okay, like the red. Constance has some really nice colors on her outfits. But with that,
For training, you'll be unstoppable.
I'll let this one just stay. Claude and Constance. Yeah. We might end off with that, depending on how much time we have left. Oh, cooking. Quick cooking session. Hi.
Hunger is the
Cook a
true
meal.
enemy.
Constance. Let's see, Constance and... that was just like waste. There we go. Nice.
You've prepared exact.
Yep. Come on.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
It sure is. Okay, Yuri. Claude. Maybe I should go Claude. No, Claude and Constance are now maxed out.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
Okay, anyone else? Gerald. Yes, you too. Oh, you probably have something to say here.
This is pretty good for Merc Grub. You could learn a thing or two, Leone.
Hey, Len.
I could make something as good as this. No sweat. I've been working on my cooking skills, you know.
How's this route going? It's going pretty well. Just recruited Byleth and Gerald. I'm really liking how this one... I think this might actually be my favorite routes. I'm still contemplating who I like more of, Claude or Edelgard, but I do think this is my favorite route overall. It does benefit from what people have been saying, that it is the one that is the most unique compared to the original routes.
Wait.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
One more true enemy to defeat. Wait. Was there one more? Yes, one more true enemy to defeat. Yeah, I don't think anyone else here, so just you two. Solid, solid.
This is delicious. I feel my...
Yeah, I need to give it a wait for the end, but I'm really liking how this one is.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Okay. With that, I'm gonna go and do Claude's. And by Claude's, I mean his paralogue. Yeah, what I hope to do is, I want to do this one too. You can only take melee units to battle. Paralogue, Claude coming clean. Claude receives an urgent... urgent what? Urgent what? Urgent report that Deirdre is under assault by the Elmira Navy. Though he doubts the veracity of this news, he prepares to mount a defense at the aquatic capital. For some reason I was looking away, I was like, what did you mean?
Alright, I think we've done as much as we can today. Let's rest up and prepare for the next battle.
Well, this is new. You're not usually the one suggesting we take time off.
That's because there's been too much to do lately. I haven't had the chance to showcase my natural laziness.
Come on, I don't think there's a lazy bone in your body. You really should take more time for yourself, Claude.
I'll consider it.
Your Majesty, an urgent message has arrived from Deirdre.
Uh-oh. This can't be good.
The city is being attacked by the Elmira Navy, and they're calling for any aid we can provide.
What?
Claiming they must be imposters.
This can't be the Elmirans. We just got done kicking them up and down the battlefield.
I agree. These are most likely pirates who have assumed their name.
Either way, they've got to have a pretty sizable force if they can attack an entire city. We should send any units that are ready to mobilize. Who do we have?
My army can't spare much at the moment. To be honest, we're always a bit undermanned. Still, we might be able to send a couple of folks. How about me and Judith?
You? But you're the leader of the entire army.
Well aware of that, thanks. But as luck would have it, we've got a bit of time before our next battle. Besides, Judith and I know the terrain, which means we've got the best chance at ending things quickly.
Going back to Deirdre will be a stroll in the park for the two of us.
Still, I wouldn't say no to a seasoned mercenary tagging along. Eh? Eh?
Eh? That's what it means. Suggest you take Leone, suggest you take Shamir!
How about Shamir?
I wanna be a dumbass.
Yeah, I've already got her doing something else. I was thinking someone more like you. Literally you, actually.
And here I was looking forward to a little time off.
Well, seeing as the king himself is making the time, how about you buck up and do the same?
Yes, ma'am. Of course, ma'am.
Glad that's settled. Let's go.
Okay, that's funny. Defend the town. Any defense point is routed. Okay. You are not able to be a mage. So therefore, what if we actually play with you as an actual archer? Sounds nice, doesn't it? Dude, don't be such a whiny little pissant. Okay. So, I should probably not be an archer at this point. You know what, let's swap roles. There we go. Okay, Warm Cloak. Yes. Okay, these are all I have here. I like... Let's grab War Strike instead. War Strike is deadly. Let's see. I guess there's not really much I can do in this scenario. Like, yeah, what much more setup can I even do here? Oh, yeah. Additional Fireball. Take that. I mean, Hilda ain't wrong in that assessment. Heaviest hitter, there we go. Yeah, movie night is in 1.5 hours. I will have ended the stream way before then, so you guys can have fun there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it on what I can do to prepare. Yeah, I'm ending the stream in about 50 minutes.
Let's try this.
Okay.
Yep, those are pirates, all right. And they sure made a mess of the place. Time to
Die.
sweep it clean.
There we go.
I got this. Bring it down.
Go up. Guess you don't want to go up. Yeah, if I recall the movie, that is a 7 EST.
Still keeping up the act. What if a real Almiran heard you?
What these sea dogs lack in skill, they make up for in sheer numbers. If we're not careful, they can easily overwhelm us.
Ah, shit, I didn't pick the Indomitable. Yeah, that's what I assumed this was. Like pirates at a harbor again. Next to the Alliance. Or in the Alliance.
I got this. Sorry.
Easy.
Folks are clearly as scared of Almirans as ever. Otherwise, intimidation tactics like these would never work.
A sad truth for most, I'm afraid. Why, until I met Nadir, I thought all Almirans were savage, bloodthirsty beasts.
Okay, Hunter's Volley. I forgot how effective that fire attack is.
Some pirates aren't so tough once you get them on shore. Still, I bet there's more where that came from.
Jesus, the hit rate during this.
More of them, is it? Let's knuckle down and put them in their place.
Not yet, Your Majesty. Pirates are raiding the harbor storehouse and plundering the goods inside.
Well, that sounds bad for business. We better get across the bridge and put a stop to it.
Okay, so multiple quests, got it. Couldn't we just have flown across?
We'll strike at their weakest point.
Aha! Become mine!
Shall we begin our attack?
Oh, shall you?
If Fodlan just looked outward a little more, our opinion of Elmira might change for the better.
Easy, Your Majesty. I know you're friends with Medea, but that doesn't mean we should start siding with his people.
About that, Judith. I mean, like, what she's saying is correct. Just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean you need to, like, join their nation. Or support their nation. But in this scenario, it's a little different. Let's defend the base first, and then we'll go over to the markets.
Can't stop me.
I mean, even if you use like this example alone, the Prince of Elmira, that was Claw's brother, literally proves the point that maybe not all of them should be trusted. Or like making a like actual lasting relationship with the country is not a good idea. Like Claude can easily dispute that because Claude is, well, Claude. Die. Nice. Let me get across.
Okay, that's just about all the pirates in the city. Let's head for the harbor storehouse. Fight with me.
Been a while since I've seen his special.
Don't have to tell me twice. Blame me all you want.
Good dive bomb.
Gotcha.
Stand your ground.
Hey, I'm doing pretty well today.
Not fine job, boy.
Nice, nice hit ratio.
They split up. Now's our chance to raid the city and harbor at the same time.
Uh-huh.
We're too short-handed to deal
Yeah,
with
fire
them.
attack is really good.
More soldiers.
Hey, Nadir!
You didn't call for me, kiddo, but I'm answering the bell anyway.
Sorry. Nadir, what are you doing here?
I can't stand by and let a bunch of pirates drag Elmira's good name through the mud.
There we go.
We should team up.
Let's clear a path, Claude.
Yeah, fast fire, lasting hitbox, and a pretty good range as well.
Blame me all you want.
Attack!
Can I? No.
Take a breather.
There we go, now I can. Hi, you fucked up.
Don't let anyone get away.
This was a bit too close off, so we can't really get to see like Claude's animation properly.
Did you see that, kiddo? I kicked all those pathetic pirates right out of the harbor.
Yeah, you sure did.
So they didn't get away with any of the goods? I really owe you one, Adair. I got it. Yeah, another one, actually.
Looks like the pirate
Oh.
leader is camped just outside the city.
Then let's deal with them and finish this. All units, move out.
There we go. How's this going? Oh, I still have 4 more minutes to kill less than 300.
It's as good as ours.
Cheers. Okay.
This so-called Almiran Navy is a joke. Nothing but cowards and craters as far as the eye can see.
Jesus.
Well, they've certainly got nothing on you. Feel free to relieve as many as you like with their duties.
I'm taking like control of half of it.
And not just any Almiran. I'm the one and only, the Dare, the undefeated.
Who?
Well, he's certainly enjoying himself. I'd better dig deep or he's gonna steal all the fun.
Take a breather.
Let's grab this.
That takes care of the pirate invasion.
A bit more trouble than I expected, but we got through it all.
Oh, no. You know what? Die.
Stand your ground.
Thank you, Violet. Or Chess. The count is still going up! Okay, there it ended. I'm guessing mostly because the enemy despawned rather than the attack ended.
May, Your Majesty. I've been wondering if you have some special attachment to
What?
Elmira.
What do you mean?
Fought against Elmira for years, so I've grown to know them. That's all.
You must think I'm pretty dim if you expect me to believe that.
It was worth a shot.
Okay, 100 more.
Let's talk about it after we deal with the trouble here.
Gotcha. Stand your ground.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just need to kill a couple more before I go for the final part.
Gotcha.
I'll cover you. Careful.
God damn it, my fire! There we go. Yeah, it also sort of just really good for destroying the weak gauge. I'm not gonna reach any time. Let's just finish this one.
Let's clear a path, Claude.
Don't have to tell me twice. Blame me all you want.
Nice. Oh. I didn't know they were sending fire orbs my way. Well.
Go ahead and
I
blame
can
me
end
if
that.
you want, but no one stands in the way of my goals.
Quit hogging the spotlight, Claude.
Yep. The continuous damage also depletes the gauge. Oh. Mine now.
That's it. Keep it up until we've overwhelmed them.
I'm curious about something.
Are we changing places?
Hey, kiddo. Don't you think it's about time you told her the truth?
Take a breather.
It does go up! Okay, it doesn't last for that long, but...
Things fun for very long anyway.
Did Captain almost die? No, it was a random pirate. I see.
Should have just quit when I was ahead.
Yes, you should have.
Greed made you careless. But don't worry, I've got a reward for you.
It's this! Oh, I meant it's this!
Let this be a lesson to all imposters. You have to get up pretty early in the morning to fool an Almiran.
Earlier than your king?
To this to the people of the city. Time to be going.
Whee!
I fought and I won.
Good job. Some good money.
Nice work, everyone. Deirdre and the harbor are both safe now.
This happy music is not gonna last.
We'd have been toast if Nadir didn't show up.
Would we?
You've got a long way to go if third-rate crooks like that are giving you trouble.
In our defense, we'd have been fine if we could have brought a few more soldiers along.
I don't know, kiddo. You're good at the whole confidence side of things, but not so hot when it comes to actually sealing the deal.
A man who calls himself Nadir the Undefeated says I'm overconfident? That's rich.
Yes.
Ugh, cut it out, you two. This friendly banter is going to make me sick if you keep it up.
Overconfidence doesn't matter if you don't have the goal to actually seal the deal.
You clearly know each other better than you're letting on.
Say, kiddo, maybe now's the time to, you know.
Ah, right. Actually, Judith, this is probably a good opportunity for me to come clean about something.
I'm waiting.
You're not ready.
My mother is in Elmira, and has been for the last 20 years.
Lady Tiana. Huh. Well, that's a bit unexpected, but not altogether
Wait.
surprising.
Have you ever gone this in detail about his mother?
That's where I was born, Elmira. And my father, he's the king.
Wait. So that makes you an Almiran prince?
I am. Sorry I didn't tell you before.
Well, this certainly isn't something I expected to hear today. Still, I imagine it's not easy to bring up. So what's your deal? You don't seem surprised by this at all.
It was obvious, but also, you know. Claim your mind is blown!
Hey, I'm still trying to put all the pieces together. I could tell Shahid was close to Claude somehow when we were fighting him, but...
Wait, Shahid was a prince too, right? Which would have made him your brother.
Yes, Judith.
Different mothers, but yeah, he was my older brother. I didn't want to fight him, I really didn't. But... well, for the sake of both Fodlan and Elmira, he had to be dealt with.
Your brother thought he was doing right by Elmira, in his own way. There's always been unrest in the royal family, everyone fighting over the right of succession. But that man would have been a terrible king. His lust for power just consumed him.
Yeah.
So does this mean my little Claude is going to return to Elmira and seize the throne one day?
I don't know. For right now, I'm more concerned about my duties as King of the Federation. Eventually, I plan to tell everyone about where I came from. But for now, keep it to yourself. I don't want to make things more complicated than they need to be.
I won't tell a soul so long as you answer me one question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever sought to deceive us? Either as the leader of the Alliance or as king?
No.
Lester and Fodlan are my home, and I intend to fight for everyone who lives here.
Claude will be double king.
So, do you trust me?
The first ever double king.
I do, little Claude, or your majesty, I should say. Just don't let me down.
I won't, Judith. And thanks.
Let me guess, this is support between Chess and Claude? No! I thought for sure that would unlock this. Yeah, this is just between Constance and him, yeah. I do think I will probably have to end the stream around now. I don't think I have time to go through this one. Which does suck. But just to make sure that there are no more, like, cutscenes showing up, I'm gonna save now. Because I also have the other things that before that I need to do, so... Go here. Yeah, battle place, but that's fine. Hilda wants to test the battle plan. Increase the amount of bonus experience gained when earning MVP. Ooh. While that sounds nice, I'm already getting more than enough, and deepening bonds is more important for me. just trying to make sure there would not show up any of these. Yeah. Thank you, Claude. Okay. Well, with that, I do think I am going to end the stream here. We got a couple chapters more progress. I was kind of held preoccupied and other things going on at the same time, but at this pace, I am reaching the end of the game. I'm thinking 2 more streams and I might have it done. Let me just check here to like make sure.
Which battle do you wish
Like
to
right now we're on chapter 11, and by the others to go, chapter 17 is like the end. So there is 6 more. It was random soup, spicy and in front of the table. Be sure to have it first. But yeah, so if I did 2 chapters today. So yeah, even if I went on the slower end, I do think 2 more streams should do it if I have the time. Like, this is a short stream that is 3 hours long, but you know what I mean. But I do think I will then see you guys tomorrow for Great Ace Attorney, where we're also getting close to the end. We're actually finishing games, guys! We're getting there! Things are happening! But yeah, it was goddamn Randolph Soup. Why can't he be happy? Ladislava I kind of get because she's less characterized, but why did it have to make me feel bad about killing Randolph every single time? Finishing games blasphemy, I know! But yeah, I will then see you tomorrow for that. Also, for those listening and are part of the Discord server, they are hosting a movie night in about an hour and a half that is Halloween themed. Where I think it's The Birds, and there was another movie that is not as good as The Birds. I'm trying to find out, but yeah, they're watching The Birds from 1963 and The Bees from 1978. First is better, the second is not, but you know. The Bees, yeah. But I will see you then. Until next time. Bye-bye.